Dragon Ball FighterZ is blasting its way onto consoles, and it's got us back in a mood to launch Kamehamehas at our friends online. We tried out the beta and had a blast with the rapid fighting system. With such fond memories of Dragon Ball, we started thinking back on all the awesome things that Vegeta can do, and mainly, what he can do that Goku can't. Before we get started, be sure to click on our subscribe button to get all the latest content from TheGamer every day on your homepage. Without further ado, here are 10 things Vegeta can do that Goku can't. 2 is greater than 3. See what we did there? Battle of Gods with our first look into a post-Dragon Ball Z world, and introduce fans to a whole bunch of cool new characters and concepts while retaining that original style. One of those new characters was the God of Destruction, Lord Beerus. He makes all the previous antagonists look like peasants in comparison. Heck, even Frieza himself is scared of him. In his Super Saiyan 3 form, Goku can't even land a punch on him. But after Bulma gets hit by Beerus, Vegeta goes into a fury. Being unable to achieve Super Saiyan 3, he goes to the classic second form, and actually surpasses Goku in that moment and lays into Beerus for a bit. Lesson of the day, don't anger Vegeta. Point taken. Conquering planets. Goku is an all-around good guy who doesn't like to hurt people unless it's 100% necessary for the safety of those around him and the planet, or when he's fighting in a crazy martial arts tournament. The same can't be said for Vegeta's past, however. He's cold. Before he came to Earth, he was a Saiyan warrior and actively went out with his troops and conquered planets around the galaxy in the name of none other than Frieza himself. He would not only take over the planet, but quite often destroy the native population. Yikes. At least he's come a long way since then, and has become something of a family man since putting aside the villain act. Vegeta been domesticated. Turning into a great ape at will. Back in the early days of Dragon Ball, turning into a giant monstrous ape was sort of the big thing. Thanks to monkey tails found on the bodies of Saiyans at birth, these fearsome warriors could transform into terrifying beasts when they looked up at the moonlight. Arrgh! Oh, wait, no, that's not right. While this is true of just about every Saiyan out there, Vegeta himself is exempt from this rule. Not only could he change into the Great Ape at will, thanks to his ability to create a false Blutz wave, or a Power Ball, which tricked his body into thinking there was a moon. Furthermore, he retains full control when transformed, unlike the other Saiyans who fall under the control of the ape, not unlike classic werewolf lore. Hey, I was kinda right. Military tactician. When it comes to actual fighting, Goku is a pretty amazing individual, but he largely plans on the go and improvises during a fight. Even more interesting is that Goku always seems to be training and learning while in a fight. This can backfire on him, of course, and forces Goku to change plans on the fly. The same can't be said for Vegeta. Being a Saiyan Prince and a soldier, he's been trained in military tactics and knows a thing or two about warfare. Quite often, he'll hang back on a fight for a bit and review his opponent, coming up with a plan long before he even enters the conflict. This was confirmed by Piccolo in the Android saga during Vegeta's fight against 19 and 20. Closing the deal. If there's one thing we know for certain about Vegeta, it's that he wants to be the very best. You know, like no one ever was. That means he's constantly looking for ways to become better than Goku, his friend and rival. In Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta takes it upon himself to go straight to Lord Beerus' trainer, Whis, with the intention of becoming his student. Now, how on earth would a lowly Saiyan convince the God of Destruction's own trainer to take him on? Well, while Goku was busy on his farm, Vegeta promised Whis all the Earth food he'd like in exchange for training. Whis and Beerus, as it turns out, are suckers for earthly cuisine, and the two become master and student. Creating his own moves. While there's no doubt that when it comes to classic Dragon Ball moves, the Kamehameha is pretty high on that list, and we often associate it with Goku. It is his signature move after all, but it's actually not a move of his creation. Goku learned that move and many others from various masters, including Roshi and Beerus. Vegeta, on the other hand, is ahead of Goku in this department. While he has shown he's quite capable of learning other people's techniques, he's also shown that he can create his own moves. Some of those techniques include the Final Flash and Gallic Gun, the latter of which is said to rival the Kamehameha in terms of raw power. Oh yeah. He can just skip the God ritual. We've seen a whole bunch of sudden new Super Saiyan forms ever since Dragon Ball Super launched. These includes the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, which is more commonly referred to as Super Saiyan Blue, and Ultra Instinct so far. This all kickstarts with the God form, something that can't be trained to achieve. It requires the help of other Saiyans, and of course, Goku is the first to do it. By having that power unlocked, Goku is able to learn how to get to Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta, on the other hand, seemingly goes straight to Blue simply by living with Whis. If that's not a sign that Vegeta is both determined and powerful, we don't know what is. family, and riches. Money has never been the objective goal of any of the Saiyans, but it's always on someone's mind when the Dragon Balls come into play. Interestingly, for Vegeta, he never even had to think about asking for money because he ended up marrying Bulma, the heiress of Capsule Corp. While Goku has a great family, Vegeta is actually a pretty great dad to Trunks. Despite not wanting to do much, he still does a lot of things that take him outside of his comfort zone. Plus, he gets to accompany Bulma on lavish vacations around the world. It's good to have some downtime when the world isn't in peril. Be worshipped as a royal. Goku may be considered the most powerful Saiyan most of the time in the Dragon Ball universe, but there's one thing that Vegeta can always hold over his head, and that's the fact that Vegeta was once the prince of the whole Saiyan species. Mic drop. In what must have been quite the ego boost, Vegeta learned early on that he was a prince, and that he and his father shared the names with their planet. While he still says he's a prince, Vegeta is technically the king of all the Saiyans due to his father dying when the planet was destroyed. You'd think he'd want to hang that one over Goku's head. Straight up evil. If there was ever an obvious difference between the two Chief Saiyans in the Dragon Ball stories, it would be that Vegeta can be straight up ruthless sometimes. Despite the dangers to Earth, Goku has only taken 2 lives in the Dragon Ball Z timeline, and 2 so far in Super. He's not big on the whole killing thing, and that makes him a pretty down-to-earth guy that we can root for. And then there's Vegeta. He started off as the chief antagonist way back in the Saiyan saga. Since then, he's been a reluctant but important hero, but his Saiyan heritage still comes up from time to time. He's killed at least 19 characters, soldiers, and even civilians, making him a much more violent character than Goku could even imagine being. Well, that about wraps it up. What defining trait do you like most about Vegeta? Do you think he's actually better than Goku? Do you think he'll be a regular member of your roster in Dragon Ball FighterZ? Let us know in the comment section below, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to get more awesome videos like this one added to your playlist every day. How about that? Thanks for watching.